So expectations for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are really freaking high, by the way. Shout out to Sleeper, more about them a little bit later on in this video. So I was reading two really interesting articles on NFL.com that I want to show you guys today. The first one here is the NFL Power Rankings by Eric Edholm, okay? Now, this is interesting for a lot of reasons because firstly, you of course have the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles at number 1. At number 2, you've got the Baltimore Ravens. At number 3, the Buffalo Bills, the Kansas City Chiefs at number 4, the Detroit Lions at number 5, the Green Bay Packers at number 6. Of course, they traded for Micah Parsons, so there is a lot of hype there. But then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers come in at number 7. Eric Edholm is saying that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are currently the 7th best team in the NFL. Now, whatever you factor that into the NFC, by the way, Eric Edholm actually has the Bucs as the 4th best team in the NFC behind the Philadelphia Eagles, the Detroit Lions, the Green Bay Packers as well. So the Buccaneers are 4th in the NFC, but 7th in the NFL. That is a very, very encouraging thing to see that the national media is giving the Buccaneers so much love. And yes, they do dive into a lot of different things here, but to say that the Buccaneers have a high ceiling, if they have good luck on the injury front, they've made some decent improvements defensively. Getting more takeaways is going to be important. It talks about Josh Grizzard, talks about Baker Mayfield. This is something that is just really interesting to see. And here is interesting. Super Bowl dark horses is the term being thrown around here to describe the Bucs. That's huge, right? That is so huge just in terms of the expectations. Now, real quick before we dive into that deeper, folks, I do want to give a quick shout out to Sleeper, the sponsor of this channel. If you guys use the promo code MrBucs, you will get a 100% deposit match up to $100. Thank you so much to Sleeper for being the proud sponsor of this channel. Now, again, back to what I was saying here with being Super Bowl dark horses, such a strong term, right? Whenever we talk about Super Bowl runs and things along those lines. Also, the Bucs are above teams like the Washington Commanders, like even the Cincinnati Bengals, like the LA Rams, who are a team that a lot of people have a lot of love for. The Bucs are being put above teams like this. And I'm not saying I disagree with it. I'm fine with it as well, but it is just nice to see the national love for the Buccaneers in this instance. Also, whenever the Around the NFL staff did their 2025 playoff predictions, they picked 8 division winners and 6 wild cards. You take a look at some of the decisions that they made here in terms of their playoff picks. Of course, the Buffalo Bills being a unanimous pick to win the AFC East. That's not necessarily surprising, but whenever we go all the way down here to the NFC playoff predictions, firstly, the Philadelphia Eagles were almost unanimous to be the NFC East champions. The Packers have been getting a lot of love to win the North. You then go down to the South, though. Out of 29 votes from the NFL.com staff, the Bucs have 22 votes to win the South, right? 22 votes. That is an overwhelming majority. Shout out to Adam Rank for having the Carolina Panthers. Dude, I don't get Adam Rank, weird guy. But again, for the Bucs to have such an overwhelmingly support from the national media is awesome to see, right? With the Falcons viewed as the number 2 team. Meanwhile, neither the Falcons nor the Panthers have reached the playoffs since 2017, for sure. This is something that I feel like is shouldn't be surprising, but it's slightly surprising just because I feel like there's been a lot of national love lately for the Atlanta Falcons, where it's like everybody's saying like, hey, this is the Falcons' year. They're going to win the NFC South and all these different types of things, right? But apparently a lot of people are incredibly confident in what the Bucs can do with not just them winning the NFC South, but being the 7th best team in the NFL right now. And of course, the rankings could change, but I just enjoy this because it's so rare. Not so rare, Obviously, whenever Brady was with the Bucs, you saw a lot more of national media recognition and stuff like that. But I feel like a lot of people assumed, especially like the past couple of years, that whenever Brady wasn't here, the Bucs were going to fall off, and it was going to be the Falcons' division to win, basically. And that hasn't been the case. The Buccaneers have been standing strong, have been continuing to build and grow around the core guys that they have offensively and defensively. They have an 82.5% homegrown talent percentage here. That's players being drafted by the team and staying with their team. So this is an organization that has really stayed consistent through the post-Brady era, and I'm happy that they're getting the recognition that they deserve for being able to do that, right? That's not an easy thing. We saw what the Patriots happened to them in their post-Brady era. The Bucs have weathered that storm way better than what the Patriots were able to do. And I just love that we're seeing the national recognition here for the Bucs to be the favorites to win the NFC South and to be a top 10 NFL team right now. It's just awesome to see. What do you guys think about this? The expectations for the Bucs this year? Let me know down in the comments section below. I'd love to hear it. One more shout out to Sleeper for being the proud sponsor of this channel. It is greatly appreciated. And as always, guys, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now and go Bucs.